All right, what up, everybody? It's your boy Jay back again. I know it's definitely been a little bit since I dropped another video and stuff like that, but I'm pretty transparent, so I was definitely getting washed up, by the waves and stuff like that. I don't think anybody is above getting washed up under the currents and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely back on track and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna be more consistent with dropping videos and stuff like that. A lot more on astrology and stuff like that. Something I'm definitely real passionate about, as well as me putting a lot more stuff, with dealing with all things esoteric, a lot more things dealing with metaphysics, numerology, and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back and start dropping a lot more videos consistently. Whether it's moon transits, important transits that I feel I need to talk about to inform people that just to kind of give some tips and stuff like that. And definitely want to start coming on before like a season starts. I know we're like halfway into Gemini season, so I'll probably pretty soon try to do something for Gemini season. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of information about that, how to best utilize Gemini season to your guys' benefit. But that's what I want to do like beforehand, like maybe for Cancer season and so forth, like kind of just talk about what this season will bring and how not to get washed up, how maybe the elite and stuff like that is going to how to try to utilize that energy on us and stuff like that. So I just kind of give us some information about how to not get washed up and stuff like that, and how to best utilize the energy of the season to our favor and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just a couple things, and then I already know a lot more spiritual videos, stuff like that as well, whenever I feel called to by spirit. But yeah, let's get right into it. This video is going to be, I know the last video I did was Sun through Mars with the elements. So on this video, we're going to cover Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. And then on the next one, we're going to do Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto to finish it out. All right? So yeah, let's just get right into it, Venus, we're going to start with Venus. And we already know Venus. This is going to deal with like our romantic style, like our loving nature, how we like to receive love. Mars, more so, is going to be like how we like to give love and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what Venus is going to represent, like our loving styles, how we like to receive love and stuff like that, like our nurturing styles perhaps, even like how we attack relationships and stuff like that. And yeah, also maybe like what we love and appreciate and stuff like that, or what we're here to love and appreciate. So we're going to go ahead and start with water. If you got Venus in the water element, this is going to represent like emotional affection, very protective, very cautious and loyal, caring, very feeling based with like your words and stuff like that, or just in general, feelings are going to be super important, emotions, having an emotional connection with people and stuff like that. Yeah, like how you say things and stuff like that. Like it's going to be more so about like the feeling behind it, expressing feelings and stuff like that. Yeah, just really becoming one with the other person and stuff like that. I feel like with water, you guys, like I said, it's going to be you need that deep connection, on a deep yin realm, emotional like level, So yeah, I feel like that's almost going to like merge you with the other person. You're going to be very deeply connected with this person, very strong connections, very sensitive, very empathic lovers, in non-verbal forms of affection. I think that is going to be very vital here as well. Yeah, so that pretty much covers a little brief description of water, the water element, and Venus. So moving on to, if you have your Venus in the element of air, this is going to be like this is going to be your sapiosexuals, right? This is going to be like people that like communication. Communication is going to be key here. Verbal expression of love and affections, sharing of thoughts. I feel like here you may require a lot more space and independence to be truly healthy in a relationship and stuff like that. And then try not to be so there's going to be like more so non-codependent types, very playful, flirtatious, very lively and intelligent, fun exchanges and stuff like that if you have your Venus in the element of air. So yeah, that's a little brief description of that. And then yeah, if you have your Venus in the element of earth, this is going to make somebody this is going to make you a bit like solid, like solid relationships and stuff like that, built on foundation and stuff like that, long-standing, stable relationships, very loyal. They're gonna be big on like physical affection, you know, like touch and things that you're actually doing for them, you know, like not, I mean, showing up is very important as well here, but actually putting in physical work in the relationship, you know, like doing things for people physically, you know, and you know, maybe doing things so other people don't have to work, you know, like doing the work for them, for your partner and stuff like that, you know. Don't get too carried away with going too outside of yourself, you know, like definitely stay true to yourself. Don't let somebody make you do things that's not really you, or don't like be putting in more percentage into the relationship than somebody else is. You know, make sure it goes both ways, two-way street kind of stuff. You know, yeah, I just felt like I had to say that when I said that. But yeah, you know, like I said, you know, very physical affection is going to be very important here. Like I just covered, you know, hard working relationships. This is going to be very good as well. I feel like this may make people like very conservative lovers, but very solid. You know, very realistic affection. Yeah, you know, I feel like they definitely need that feeling. You know, the physical feeling, and they need to see it. You know, in reality, it's going to be reality-based type relationships with if you got the element of Earth and Venus. And then moving on to fire. If your Venus is in the element of fire, this is going to represent like an idealistic type person. Very, I mean, it's not necessarily so self-centered on a negative aspect, you know, but a very self-centered visionary of like very self-centered perspective of romance and stuff like that, and relationships. Rather, it's subconsciously coming up with scripts for their lovers, dreams, and desires. I feel like they'll still be very warm and passionate as well, though. A lot of newness, a lot of like rebirth and stuff like that. Will be big, you know, like constantly switching up things, you know, never being too stagnant, you know, not doing the same things, kind of being spontaneous, very dynamic, you know, very fun relationship, you know, like probably a lot of action based and stuff like that, you know, doing things, a lot of travel, or yeah, you know, like I said, just very passionate relationships and stuff like that, dealing with the element of fire if you have that in your Venus. Yeah, I feel like for here, try not to be like a vampire, you know, like an energy vampire, because I feel like you got your Venus in the element of fire. You're going to be somebody that definitely loves, you know, like energy. You know, you're going to be somebody that loves energy, high energy, you know. So somebody that has high energy, you're going to be very attracted to that. You know, and it may not even be relationships. You may be attracted to people with high energy in general. That's just something that you really love and appreciate. So you don't, you know, try not to get too caught up on the negative aspect of like, you know, sucking people's energy or always being around people, you know, for certain reasons, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, but I feel like as well this will make very blunt lovers, very direct in love and stuff like that. Like I said, they're going to be feeding on energy, you know, and it can be very, like, a positive aspect of this. It's going to be very beneficial, you know, like if you guys are both high energy and stuff like that, kind of feeding off each other and, you know, kind of with that just flow, you know, you guys both flow with each other, you know. Like what you do complements them, you know, and it's, yeah, you guys kind of work off each other, you know, like, and it can be very beneficial in that aspect, you know. But yeah, I feel like with the fire, it's going to be more based upon energy, you know, more than anything, dealing with the other elements and stuff like that in relationships and stuff. So yeah, moving on to Saturn. Yeah, let's do Saturn first real quick. It doesn't really matter what order we go in. So yeah, dealing with Saturn, I feel like this is going to represent like what you take serious in life, and kind of like how you feel, what you feel responsible for. It could be also like how you gain stability in reality, or how you go about gaining stability in reality, as well as, you know, what you want to bring forth into reality. You know, you're probably going to bring this element forth, and then more specifically speaking, the sign that it's in and the house that it's in as well. You're trying to bring this, manifest this into reality for you, you know. So yeah, you know, and like how you deal with realistic matters and stuff like that in your life, responsibilities, things of that nature. Yeah, so let's get into it. For the Saturn, though, I just kind of did like, it's not necessarily elements, because once we get to the outer planets, I didn't necessarily cover elements. I should, but I kind of went more deep within like the signs and stuff like that, because it's more generational. You know, but once I cover, I'm going to go through like all the planets, and I'll go through all the signs in the planets. And yeah, maybe even do like, you know, the houses in the planets and stuff like that eventually as well. He's definitely trying to get more consistent, putting more stuff out and stuff like that. So for the Saturns, I just covered Capricorn through Aries. And yeah, if you guys have anything before that, that you would like me to cover, you can go ahead and leave a comment. But I feel like, most people are pretty much in this range right here. Saturn goes by like every 3 years. So we're going to start with Capricorn. This is going to be like 88 to 91 if you were born within those dates and stuff like that. I feel like, yeah, with Saturn and Capricorn, I feel like this is going to make reality very heavy for these people. I feel like many responsibilities will be thrown on them, either by themselves or through other people, or just by life in general. I feel like they will have great discipline, though. Very wise actions. I feel like these people will be like the blueprint creators, very excellent at creating blueprints in life and stuff like that, like definitely like they have that boss energy, when it comes to Capricorn, that we all know about and stuff like that. Yeah, so like I said, these people will be like the blueprint creators and stuff. That's my bad. I'm getting like a bunch of messages right now, and I'm just like, dang, it's crazy. But yeah, like I said, these would be like the blueprint creators. I feel like one problem here, like people can have problems with people like on a higher level, or like people talking down to them, or you could get jealous easily of others and stuff like that, like in a position that you want to be in, especially if like they're doing it, and they're not maxing out in that position. And you can be in that position and you can be doing a lot better job. Try not to get too jealous of these people, or don't beat up on yourself too much and stuff like that. Keep your head down, know that your time is coming, put in the work that you need to put in and stuff like that, and your manifestations will definitely come. Yeah, but like I said, this is gonna make people, like super patient and stuff like that. I feel like this is gonna like make people like bring the best of themselves into reality. Like you're always gonna be wanting to put your best foot forward in everything that you do in life and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna make people have great endurance. You guys are gonna be super productive, super determined and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like that's a little brief description if you have a Capricorn in Saturn. So moving on to Saturn in Aquarius. It's going to be like 91 through 94 if you were born in those dates. And this is going to be like the visionaries. I feel like these people are going to be bringing forth their visions and intuition into reality, bringing forth innovation. I feel like they will be super driven to obtain knowledge of their goals, visions, and ideas. I feel like this is also, and yeah, this is also at home. I mean, I forgot to cover that with Capricorn as well. Capricorn and Aquarius are at home in Saturn. So that's very beneficial as well. It'll definitely help out with the aspect of gaining stability in your life and stuff like that. Like you guys will probably be more equipped in this area of gaining stability, how to go about gaining stability, whether it's internally with Capricorn or externally expressing that with Aquarius. Because yes, this is Aquarius that I'm talking about right now. And it's at home as well in Saturn. So I feel like with Saturn's discipline and hard work, it mixes very well with Aquarius's visionary energy, idealistic and progressive nature to help formulate and ground those ideas, visions, and innovations into reality. I feel like, it'll help practicalize these things, and all the while bringing this into reality, So I feel like that's a very good mix with, Uranus and Aquarius, and then Saturn and stuff like that, It's a very good mix and stuff like that on a beneficial aspect, And then moving on to Saturn in Pisces, this is going to be 94 through 97. So yeah, this is like bringing forth creativity, dreams, and like psychic abilities into reality. I feel like here you could be prone to like deep introspection on reality. Be careful of escapism. I feel like this is very important. I feel like I see this a lot. I'm Saturn in Pisces, and I mean a lot of the people that I connect with on like my generational level that have Saturn and Pisces that I know of, definitely escapism is a big problem as well. So definitely watch out for that and stuff like that. Yeah, but I feel like here as well, you're going to have a big focus on being of service to society, being of service to those poor or unprivileged. I feel like charity work will be important here, maybe even like orphanages, shelters, stuff dealing with humanitarian things, because the humanitarian aspect of Saturn, and then you throw in Pisces, and it's exalted in Venus and stuff like that. And Pisces is definitely one of the more loving signs and stuff like that in terms of like helping and being the healer and stuff like that. So yeah, that's very prevalent here. Like I already talked about, escaping addictive habits and mastering the spirit. I feel like with Saturn and Pisces, mastering the spirit world is going to be something that happens here, and that's going to be very cool as well. I feel like something big here is like learning to say no. I found that very important for Saturn and Pisces. Like they have a very difficult time saying no to people, always trying to be helpful, thinking of others before they think of themselves types, stuff like that. So yeah, Saturn is about structure, and Pisces is about going with the flow. So it's kind of a struggle here, but something that you have to watch out for and kind of find that balance with structure and flow, finding your flow in obtaining structure in life and stuff like that. Yeah, so moving on to Saturn in Aries. This is going to be bringing forth new projects, independence into reality, overcoming needing others, like overcoming codependence, mastering your own destiny. I feel like it's going to be big here. New beginnings, discipline and creating and mastering new ideas into reality. And then these are going to be like hardworking entrepreneurs, people that like to work alone, people that just kind of like execution over explanation types, kind of they're just going to get it done, not really explain it. They're just going to, be the doers, stuff like that. That's how they really go about gaining structure and reality. And then lastly here, I got a little bit of time. I should be able to finish. We're going to do Jupiter through the elements and stuff like that. And Jupiter, this is going to be dealing with your growth, like what we're here to kind of expand on, expand wisdom in, this area of life. We're here to expand our wisdom in this area. It's going to deal with experiences, healing through experiences, definitely experience is the best teacher, so it's that type of stuff, So a lot of the experiences that we're going to have are going to be based with this element that we need to gain wisdom in, and more specifically speaking, the sign that it's in, and then the house, we're going to be, our experiences in life are going to be based upon these three things, and then they're going to be, just like I said, very prevalent with these energies, like I said, if you have, starting out with Jupiter in the element of air, I feel like this is going to be a broad focus on, social communication, communication of faith, truth. These are going to be the spoken motivators. They take information and extract the wisdom. Good for building networks. Remember to ground your visions and take action. I feel like it's important to remember to balance. Don't let left brain, take your empathy away. I feel like some keys here are expanding social skills, communicating with others in a balanced way, building intellectual confidence and intellectual wisdom. I feel like that's going to be covering a brief little description of the element of air and Jupiter and stuff like that. And then moving on to Jupiter and the element of water. This is going to be good for a balance to expand awareness, connecting to things all esoteric, connecting to the yin realm, connecting with emotions, expanding wisdom in those areas and stuff like that. Very divine. I feel like, here we learn about family values, emotional support skills. I feel like it's important to not let fear block you here. I feel like the universe is definitely within us. The universe within us is a big motto here, seeking heaven within and stuff like that, or going within to obtain, wisdom and stuff like that, seeking inner wisdom through intuition, meditation, different things, different spiritual abilities and stuff like that, or cultivating your spiritual abilities and stuff. Also I feel like Jupiter likes being in the element of water, definitely it works well with it, I feel like like I said, very expanding your skills in terms of esoteric spiritual wisdom and compassionate abilities, spiritual pursuits and experiences. All of that will be dealing with the element of water in Jupiter. Moving on to the element of fire. If you have Jupiter and the element of fire, this is going to be expanding wisdom in the areas of passionate self-expression, your confidence, growing confidence, self-confidence and stuff like that, enthusiasm, there's gonna be a lot of like ego battles. I feel like here, I feel like it's gonna be super important to like develop courage, self-resilience, like leadership abilities, a lot of creativity, expanding wisdom in the area of creativity, of what that means to you as an individual and stuff like that. Your individualistic creativity, maybe even like your imagination, expanding your imagination and stuff like that. Maybe through dreams, like maybe keeping a dream journal would be super important if you have Jupiter in the element of fire. Dream journals are important for everyone, you know, but I feel like specifically for element of fire and Jupiter, because you have a lot of experiences, you know, dealing with things on a deep spiritual level and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like as well as you guys are going to be big on like, I feel like you guys can be a channel for wisdom and faith, you know, like I feel like you guys can be that, you have an easier time, you know, being a channel and stuff like that for wisdom and faith. And then moving on to the element of earth and Jupiter, I feel like this is going to make you like kind of expand your wisdom in areas dealing with resources, pleasure, success. I feel like it's important to not restrict yourself and be limited. You know, spirituality versus reality is big here. Comprehension of human nature, pleasure, pleasure seeking, how you go about seeking pleasure, what pleasure is to you, physical perfection, faith versus results. I feel like it's important to remain humble and grounded here. Yeah, the video is about to cut out, so I'm gonna try to finish up the